Damian Lillard has finally signed a deal. Now I know I'm late. Okay, I apologize. Yesterday my AC was off and the house was mad hot and I couldn't get a video out. But Damian Lillard signed with the Portland Trailblazers. He decided to go back home, and oh my god, bro, I have so many mixed emotions. I don't even know how this logically made sense to him. Like, okay, fine, I guess you wanted to go back home, this, that, and the third. But put it like this, man. You were there your whole life, okay? You almost got a contract, but $71 million a year. Okay, this is before Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. This is before Devin Booker. This is before Jalen Williams. You is gonna be the first person to get this type of contract 2 years ago. Not even this year, last year. It's like 2, 3 years ago. You would have been the first person to get this contract. But no, you wanted to chase a championship. You wanted to win, and it's fine. People of your caliber should want to win. I understand that. But then you leave the Blazers, right? You want to trade this, that, and the third. It took a while, and it was rumored that he was supposed to get him, which I think would have been way better. They never got him because Pat Riley never does anything. But they never got him. Then it was like rumors to everywhere. Golden State. There was rumors to the Knicks. Everybody gets rumors to the Knicks, and then he goes to Milwaukee. Fine, he goes to Milwaukee. They trade him for Drew Holiday, a couple of other guys, which ironically enough, they ended up getting everybody back, including Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday. But everybody was moved around. We had like a 3-team trade. Ayton was sent to the Blazers from the Suns. A whole bunch of things happened, okay? It was a 3-team blockbuster trade. You go to the Bucks. You stay in Milwaukee. You spend like a year or two in Milwaukee. I get injured. You and Giannis get injured. Then this year you had a blood clot, and then ended up being a whole Achilles injury and all types of stuff. Okay, it's bad luck. Things happen. You cannot win a championship. Okay, now instead of going to another team that might help you win a championship, because obviously it's too late now, you're not gonna get that bag no more, including your injury. You go back to home. You go back to Portland. You go back to the Trailblazers, and you sign a 3-year, $42 million contract, which is averaged to be about $14 million a year. And I think it actually comes with a player option the last year, so at least he has some control over it. Not that the Blazers will ever like do him dirty. I mean, he gave them everything he ever had. You know what I'm saying? Everything in his body, every single good year of his career went to this team, and they signed him. They picked him up, and now he gets like $14 million this year to rehab and do what he got to do to come back to being some type of version of himself, which hopefully being at home, helps them out a lot and helps him out a lot, because now he's probably has some type of comfortability, some type of security. He's home, he got money, he got the contract, he got a couple of years, and he's not just worrying about healing and returning back to himself and then worrying about a contract and who's going to pick him up and who's going to sign him. He's going to have to sign the veterans minimum. No, he got a place now, a place that he's comfortable playing. So I guess from that sense, it does, make sense. But I just don't understand it. You didn't win money. You didn't win a championship. You didn't do anything. And this is why I hate this type of moves. I hate when people just move around and try to chase championships, this, that, and the third, because realistically, not everybody's going to win a championship. You could be a great player and you don't win a championship, and it's completely fine. Like, everybody's going to judge you for it, but the reality is you're going to get it. So you left millions of dollars on the table. You never got the championship that you were chasing. It's a lose-lose situation, and you got injured. Now, obviously, in 2020, hindsight 2020, so you know exactly what's going to happen. But like back then, how can he predict the injury? How can he predict all these things that happen? How can he predict that Chris Middleton was going to go down and have a couple of hand surgeries and wrist surgeries with the Bucks? How can he predict that Giannis is going to get injured? How can he predict that the Celtics were going to get Drew Holiday and Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis and everybody that they got? Like these things you can't predict. But it just sucks when you make a move and you don't commit to it fully, because then you lose money, you lose the initial goal you was chasing, which in this case is a championship, and then you just go back to square one, with less money and no championship. And it's like, for what? Just to please the public? Your whole life, you said you'd rather stay there your whole life on one team and be loyal to the team, and hopefully you might win it there. And then all of a sudden, the media goes crazy of somebody needs to trade for Dame. They traded for you, and things just don't turn out how they're supposed to. And it sucks because you see even Bradley Beal, he did the same thing. He went to the Suns to join Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. A whole bunch of injuries happened. A whole bunch, of bad roster building and roster construction. And now look at him. He went to sign with the Clippers for a 2-year, $11 million contract. Neither one of these guys is worth this low of money. These are valuable guys. Now, I know that Damian Lillard is coming off an injury, but everybody panicking over these type of injuries, this was a 2010 type of panic. And 2010 to 2015, fine, you could panic about this type of stuff. When Kevin Durant got these type of injuries and Klay got these type of injuries and they came back, now Klay is still not 100%. We've seen that, right? Clearly. But KD, come on, bro. Like, this isn't something to panic about anymore. Like, a lot of guys, subtracting the age part of things, usually come back now somewhat how they used to play. Like a good 80 to 95% of how they used to be. And it's completely fine. It's not something to panic about no more. But I will say positive things. The Blazers, man, they won every single trade. They traded their main guy just to get their main guy back, just to get an amazing star and defender and two-way player in Jrue Holiday, just to get their young guys back, just to keep their, they had the center, but now he's gone, DeAndre Ayton. But they have all their young guys. They have talent. And two veterans that are super elite, super talented, and Lord knows, maybe this is what the Blazers need. They did trade Anthony Simons away, but they got Jrue Holiday, so maybe Damian Lillard, Jrue Holiday, and everybody else, maybe we see something from this Blazers team. Maybe there's a spark that happens. Maybe Jrue Holiday this year reminds people who he really is. And maybe the Blazers decide to build around him and Lillard next year. Because there's no way Lillard's going to play this whole entire year. And he's not coming back. The Blazers could go to the playoffs and he's not coming back. I don't think it's possible. But if Jrue Holiday can hold it down and, the team shows out and they perform and he could be like a mentor and take them somewhere, his stock is going to go up. Because I thought initially somebody's going to trade for him, but I don't think anybody's trading for Jrue Holiday. It's been way too long of him just sitting on the Blazers roster. And I've been saying somebody needs to trade for him, and it doesn't seem like anybody's going to. Why? I don't know. I really thought the Suns should trade for him, package some people for him, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, something. Like, do something. Because every team needs a Jrue Holiday. I think his type of style of play is going underrated right now. It's being overlooked. Because players like Jrue Holiday, they do the stuff that you can never practice for. The stuff that you can never prepare for. Like in 2021 NBA Finals when he got the steal on Devin Booker. Like when he was guarding Chris Paul. Like when there's so many times where you need a steal, you need that one play, and Jrue Holiday comes up with it defensively. There's so many times where you need a bucket to quiet down the fans in a different arena, and Jrue Holiday gets a layup. I don't understand why players and teams are not going for Jrue Holiday right now. But since the Blazers can keep him, and they also got their man back in Damian Lillard, hopefully he comes back, some form of himself, hopefully a high percentage, 85, 90% of himself, is still a scary Damian Lillard. And if they could find out how to build something around these two guys, since they're not going anywhere, and if everything pans out how it's supposed to be, on paper, I kind of like this team. I like it. I like the future for them. I like the present for them. And honestly, I kind of like how Jrue Holiday has an opportunity to just run his team again and be himself again. And kind of be like a two-way player on this team, a guard, and, just show what he can do with such a young team like this because before he got to the Celtics and all of that, and before he went to the Blazers and all that type of stuff, and the Bucks, before he got to the Bucks, he was always that great defender that was overlooked. But now he has the attention from mainstream media. It's just this could be his year, and he has Damian Lillard by his side for the year after that. That could be his year too. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. I hope he gets traded to a team, a contender, but I don't know. Bad news out. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This will talk with E. Safe.